Good afternoon, everybody. As a historian of international policy and politics, I'm fundamentally concerned with how developing a deep understanding of our past helps us make sense of our present and shapes our options for the future. My current research project is titled The United States and the Arab Spring in Historical Context. It begins with a question that was being asked widely in 2011 and 2012. Did Obama screw it up? The answer to that question is more complicated than one might think. And let me use the cases of Egypt and Libya to demonstrate that point. Most liberal policymakers in the United States supported the opposition against a longstanding autocratic regime in Egypt. And they did so because they believed it would support political openness and economic transformation. Most conservative policymakers in the United States supported that regime, largely because it had been a longstanding U.S. ally and worked with the United States on Israeli-Palestinian issues and on counterterrorism. In Libya, those positions were reversed. Conservatives tended to want to overthrow the Gaddafi regime because he'd been a longstanding thorn in the side of the United States. And liberals generally wanted nothing to do with intervention in Libya because they saw what had happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. The fundamental problem that those two cases demonstrate is that there have been several different and often contradictory impulses driving U.S. policy toward the Middle East that have emerged over the last several decades. On the slide behind me, you can see highlighted 8 or 9 different contradictory impulses. Those impulses intersected in very different ways in each of at least 9 different countries that might be considered part of the so-called Arab Spring. Again, those countries are identified on the slide behind me as well. Moreover, those impulses also collided with the very unique issues and very powerful forces that animated each of those cases. So the answer to the question, did Obama screw it up, is yes, but. With the but being that so would any president at that time, as it was impossible to develop a set of responses to the Arab Spring that would be ethically, morally, and politically consistent across all cases. My work seeks to explain how and why that was the case, and then what can we learn from that going forward as we confront other challenging cases globally, within the Middle East, or elsewhere in the near future. Thank you.